Hi everybody, we are so glad you are back and that you've downloaded us once again on our webisodes on women's wellness. I am Wendy Birch, sitting next to my very good friend who just happens to be my OBGYN, Dr. Sherry. Dr. Cheryl Ross is her full name. And by the way, do you know that she has been an OBGYN, one of the most sought after OBGYNs here in Los Angeles, for 25 years. That's right. She was a child prodigy. She's very, very young. Also, you want to follow her on Instagram. Every Friday she does this Photo Friday, and you put up just these amazing pictures of brand spanking new babies.
Brady's been on it.
Oh, he's
couple
a cutie.
times.
Cutie. Brady's my baby who I had 3 weeks shy of turning 46. We talked about that in one of our other webisodes, but this webisode we are talking about some of the questions that pregnant women ask the most of Dr. Sherry. I think one of them has to be, especially because, we live in Los Angeles and there is a sushi restaurant on every corner, can I eat tuna?
Yeah. And the problem with tuna is that it has a lot of mercury.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful on eating tuna, and you cannot eat sushi.
No
raw
sushi, no
fish.
raw. Okay.
No.
Okay. So you say just stay away from the tuna?
Well, you can eat 2 servings of tuna a week.
Okay.
So that's 12 ounces.
So a tuna salad once a week.
Tuna salad is fine. Best fish is going to be salmon and shrimp or catfish.
Okay, all right, good to know. How about can I fly? When you're pregnant, it seems like so many people want to see you and you want to take the baby moons. Can I get on those big old jetliners or the private planes, depending on how you roll?
Yeah. Flying is safe if, again, uncomplicated pregnancy. And of course, we're worrying about blood clots and things like that. So you do want to walk around a lot every 2 hours if it's a long flight. Stay hydrated. Sometimes wear a support hose if it's a longer than 2-hour flight. And ideally, you don't want to fly after 32 weeks.
Okay, moving on, and I think this one's important too, because I had a little bit of this. It was the constipation. That's really common for women who are pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody goes through this.
A lot of women get constipation, probably 80%. And it's an awful feeling. Those rabbit pellets are so painful if you're having them every 2 to 5 days. So prevention's the key. You want to have lifestyle changes like fluid, drinking a lot of water, exercising, and having foods with high fiber. Things like fruits and vegetables, and prune juice works, as well as stool softeners.
What about heartburn?
Yeah, from all the hormonal changes of pregnancy, it's very, very common. It tends to be worse when you're lying down. What I'd suggest here is, again, stay ahead of it, take your Tums. You can keep the acid neutral by taking Pepcid AC or Zantac, and it really helps. And of course, avoid Chinese food or Mexican food, anything spicy, anything citrus.
And tasty. Okay, this is one that, we have a lot of fun in these webisodes, but something that I want to talk seriously about because it is something that I have dealt with for a very long time, and that is depression. And prior to getting pregnant, I had been on antidepressants for years. And it was, you and I had a lot of conversations about, should I stay on antidepressants during my pregnancy? So in my case, we really decided, I think the first trimester, I didn't want to be on it. I really didn't. But by the time the pregnancy went on, by the second trimester, we decided collectively that it was best that I went on antidepressants.
And it's really true, Wendy. You have to, it's all about the benefits and the risks. The first trimester, you want to be off antidepressants. Even if it's challenging for you, but it's better for the baby, less risk of birth defects.
And that's because that first trimester, there's just so much going on in the development, right?
Exactly. The baby is being formed, and you really don't want to have anything jeopardize that growth. So sometimes if you could be off it, that's great, but we know often people need it towards the end, and you're also at risk for postpartum depression. So we want to make sure you're covered. And most of the time it's safe, but you just have to always weigh out when you start them and to know that the benefits are going to be more important than the risks.
Yeah, and that was certainly the case for me. And just so you know, too, I have my wonderful friend here and Dr. Sherry. I also have a psychiatrist that I spoke to. So it wasn't just about taking a pill to make me feel better. It was having someone that I could talk to during my pregnancy, because pregnancies can be challenging. There's very few of us that go through a pregnancy that doesn't have its emotional ups and downs. And lucky for me, I didn't have postpartum depression, and I really believe it's because I maintained my mental health throughout my pregnancy.
I agree. So you did the right thing, and I think it's important to know yourself, know what you're capable of, and know if you're feeling at risk for some of the signs of depression, and that's lack of appetite, insomnia, and ultimately that affects the baby. And you did not let anything get you down. You were eating well, sleeping well, and you kept your eye on the prize of a healthy baby.
Yeah, I did. And he's such a cute little prize with these really, really thick thighs. But I digress. We'll talk much more about this. And by the way, too, if you are pregnant and you're feeling depressed, reach out and know it's okay to get some help. And there are some drugs out there, too, that are determined safer than others. So there are options that you have, but one option is not to be unhappy during your pregnancy. It should be a real joyous time. Love spending time with you. Let's do another webisode. We will. We'll be right back with much more. That's the very latest. Hey, if you would like to know more about Dr. Sherry, if you have other questions you want answers to, it's all on her website, drsherry.com. And don't forget to follow her on Instagram. What again is your Instagram address?
Dr. Sherry R on Instagram.
That's very clever.
And I'll see you on Fridays.
Photo Fridays. We'll see you in a bit.